Okay, so now we are at Washington Square Park, because that is where Jason chose to pick his spot where I get to ask him questions.
Yes.
I get to ask him questions. And this is for our Tuesday, Wednesday duet series that Jason and I are so excited about. So, are you ready for my questions?
I am. I'm ready to be grilled.
Ooh, okay, here we go. Okay, so my first question is,
yes.
How long have you been serious about pursuing a career as a singer-songwriter? And then, what's been the most challenging part of your musical journey so far?
Okay, well, it's actually, in a ways, it bears similarity to Jen's story in a way, but when I was like 9 or 10 years old, my father and I used to ride around in the car, we would just go, baseball games or whatever, and he used to blast Springsteen records and Tom Petty records and all these, and he would sing them at the top of his lungs. And when I was younger, I could never really appreciate it because, for whatever reason, him singing it just was embarrassing in a way. But as time went on, I started listening more and more to the records, and similar to Jen, I would go into my room, put on the record, and then kind of like pretend to give a performance to like 10,000 people. I'd dress up, and do this whole thing. And then within time, I got into my first band, auditioned for my first band because they needed a singer. And with that, I started learning more cover songs, and then I was like, I really want to start writing songs like this, like a song like Coldplay and Clocks, so that was really the first song that I was like, I want to learn this, but also, after learning it, I want to write something like it, so, been doing it since like I was like 16, pretty much, and I don't like to see things as like challenging in a way, but more like as part of the journey. So I'm fortunate enough to have such a supportive family and supportive friends, and they just keep on, giving me the hope and the faith that I need to keep pursuing this and encouraging me. So it's all part of a journey for me.
I like that. That's good. I love. There's no negativity. It's all the journey.
Exactly.
I love that.
Not a challenge. Everything's.
Which leads to the next question. There are moments when stress does come. Plenty of it in this field. So my question is, then how do you handle the stress and the constant ups and downs surrounding being a musician?
Right.
It's a 3-part, but answer that one first, and I'll go to the next part.
Sure. Well, it's one of those things where the way I feel sometimes, like, you just, as a singer-songwriter, or just as a person, I feel like I want things to happen right away. I want the next level in a sense to happen. I want to be playing to hundreds of people. Sometimes, and that stuff. But you got to realize, and sometimes I just realize that, it takes time. It's patience. And it's all about growing and becoming a stronger person and having confidence in yourself and a stronger songwriter. And with that, I like to, take each day as it comes. So the way it is, it's like if something negative happens during the course of my day, it's like, all right, tomorrow will be a new day, a new beginning. And, it's about building up those positive vibes, and that every day is just kind of like a new beginning in a way, and you're working towards something great.
Love it. So,
yeah.
so my question to follow that is: so, are you a spiritual person? Are there techniques or things that you do to also allow the stress to alleviate it, to let it pass through you? Just to yeah.
Yeah, I tend to be a spiritual person. I don't really have any like specified like meditations or practices that I do. But again, it's just kind of like realizing that tomorrow is another day, and any negativity built up from today, doesn't have to factor into tomorrow or the next day or what have you. It's all about building yourself up and being stronger, each day growing. So that's my spirit. That's sort of my spiritual way of looking at things.
Very nice. Let's see. So the last question I have is a fun question.
Yes.
Not that these weren't all fun questions, but this one's kind of just like a cool one. So the quickest song you've ever written? Tell me about it.
Okay, well, it was a quick song, but the story's kind of long, but I'll try to quicken it up. So when I graduated college, which is like 3 years ago, right after I graduated college, I just decided to hop on a plane to go visit my girlfriend who was living in Washington State on the West Coast. And out there, I was trying to contemplate my life at a distance in a way. So I was contemplating, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to do a 9-to-5 job, shuffling papers, or do I want to pursue the very thing that I love, which is music? And sometimes it's very helpful to kind of look at your life from a distance like that. And when I was out there, I just realized that music was really the one thing I wanted to do, and that I was going to come back to New York and I was going to record a record and just work it, you know, just work the music, you know, and just try to make a living out of it. So I wrote one song there. It wasn't that quick, but on the plane ride back from Washington State, Seattle, I did something that I've never done with the song before. I actually just wrote lyrics out. Like, I was writing poetry about my experiences, being out on the West Coast, and just the experience of like gonna pursue my dreams in a way, which is the music. So I decided to just write some poetry out, you know, and I've never done this with the song before. Usually I have a guitar in my hand and I'm strumming out chords and then the lyrics come. But this was the first time where the lyrics actually came first, and they just, you know, they just came right out of me, like, so quick. I think it was somewhere over Montana when I was on the plane. And when I got home, I picked up my guitar, and within, like, I'd say like 10 minutes I had the chords down, and the song just came together. And the song is called "See This Through," which is actually,
I love that song.
Thank you.
Yeah.
it's a song that became like the title track to my EP, and the song that I think is my favorite song that I've written, because it's just like the naked truth out there about following my dreams. So that was the quickest song I've ever written this far.
Awesomeness. So take us out of here. We're gonna end this. So just.
All right. Well, thank you for checking us out, the Tuesday Wednesday Duet series, and we will see you next week with a whole new get up. You know, we'll just trying to make it interesting. So we'll see you next week, guys.